What's up, everybody? Now you know what time it is again, of course. It's time for another movie review, and today I'll be reviewing the movie Dark City circa 1998. Now, I remember when the preview for this movie came out and when the movie was coming out in 1998. Um, I remember seeing it with Species 2 that was attached to Species 2 with starring Natasha Richardson. And I remember just being captivated by the score and the soundtrack of the trailer. It looked really, really interesting. Um, you can kind of tell a little bit of what the premise is. Basically, Dark City. It's a city that's at night. There was no dialogue. It was just the really great score and soundtrack. One particular song that I really like off the soundtrack, haven't listened to it, is a song called by the band Hughes Hall called "Sleep Now," which is basically attached in on the trailer, which captivated me. It looks great. There's no dialogue. You just see these visuals of all these different things in the film. There's some big stars in this movie. It stars Jennifer Connelly and also Keith, Keith Sutherland, and then also the actor who plays the lead character, in which the character is focused on primarily in the movie, um, by the character's name of John Murdoch, which is played by Rufus Well. I did not like this movie. I just did not like this movie. The concept was interesting, but wasn't fleshed out or elaborated or expounded. Very much so. Um, the movie is about this character who wakes up mysteriously in this bath at night, and there is a body of a dead woman by the bed. Once he walks out the bathroom, he sees this dead woman by the bed, and she has what looks like blood and of a swirly, almost reminiscent of the label and the logo of Jigsaw. But it's later explained that it's actually the print of a fingerprint. And so particular detective that's assigned to this case is trying to find out who's killing these women. It's like a Jack the Ripper in this city. And the main character is attached to these murders. However, he did not commit these murders. It turns out this species that's referred to as the strangers that live underneath the city swipes out different memories of humans to try to master what the human condition is based off memory swiping. These creatures look like a bunch of literally dozens of hellraisers, except without the pins in the skull and in the face. They do what is called and referred to as tuning in the film, where they can physically manifest different buildings, different locations that add on to this city. Now, as the film progresses and goes towards the end, if the main character and his wife, which is played by Jennifer Connelly, Mrs. Murdoch, too, the police ask her about where his whereabouts is because he's associated with these murders. She's like, he's not doing these murders. He's an innocent guy. She's a lounge singer. Keith Sutherland is a psychologist and also um, some form of doctor, in which the strangers use him to switch out the memories of the human. They use his incredible mind. They look at Mr. Murdoch as better than and further advanced than the average human because every day and every night, it's basically night all year round, all the time, every day and every night. At 12, they shut down humans, and they go to sleep for 12, about a few minutes, and underneath the ground there's a membrane. They call it the membrane. There's this large stranger of membrane because the strangers, it turns out, as a reveal, share a brain, and that they take over the city for a matter of seconds, maybe like 23 seconds, let's say. But Mr. Murdoch, John Murdoch, doesn't go to sleep. In fact, he's able to stay awake while this is going on. And you see every person in the city that goes to sleep, and he's walking around like, what's going on? It is not explained where these creatures come from, what's their purpose. When he actually goes out, John Murdoch actually goes outside the city, it's shown that it's floating through outer space just floating upside down. There's no atmosphere, there's no troposphere. It doesn't explain how humans are able to breathe. Um, it explains a little bit, but not really. You kind of, it's up to personal interpretation why it's called Dark City, where it's basically night every day, because there is no gravitational pull with this city in this space around the sun, around a star, which will provide light. I was disappointed basically in the film, even though I've never even seen it, but I remember distinctly the trailer, and I seen stuff like different ads on YouTube about it, and I was like, okay, let me go see Dark City. Sometimes things will pop in my brain too, where I say, okay, I've never seen this movie. I remember I watched the trailer again, then I watched it on a streaming service, and I was disappointed. The production design is really great. The visual effects are pretty good for the time of 1998. The acting is good, but this concept is just not explained at all. At all. I give this film a D. So please subscribe to my channel because I will be uploading a review at least once a week. Once a week.